So, all right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is our Tuesday weekly call that we do as a community. And this week we are going to be talking about the Purium Mission. So my name is Mary Beth Fleming. I'm a leader here in our company, and just more than anything, so grateful to be here and be on this mission. So before we get started, go ahead and look a couple people in the Zoom, look in their eyes and just say, hey, thank you for being here. I know we're on mute, but we can mouth it. Yeah, connect a little bit, look someone else in the eye and say, thank you for being here. And then look one other person in the eye and say, I'm excited to grow together. Awesome. So that is really what we're about here at Purium. Is we're about growing together and growing a movement, growing ourselves, and growing our communities in powerful and positive ways. So Purium is an organic superfood company that prioritizes organic, non-GMO ingredients, free of artificial additives, fillers, flavorings. We execute regenerative farming techniques in our farms. We have sustainable sourcing practices. We even have home compostable, eco-friendly packaging. And we operate in ethical business operations that help uplift and empower individuals, their families, and their communities. So Purium really ensures that our products and our practices contribute positively to the environment and our community. And Purium's commitment is to create a healthier world through sustainable nutrition, personal growth, and a sense of community and collaboration. So Purium was actually founded by Dave Sandoval and Amy Venner. And these are two people, I consider them superheroes. They were on this mission about 30 years ago is when Dave started this mission. And he was entering into the natural foods world, noticing that there wasn't much distinction between pure real food and then companies that were coming in and actually saying they were natural and organic, but still using a ton of herbicides and pesticides and chemical fillers and all these things. So Dave, the owner of our company, was actually on the forefront of the organic movement. Him and a small cohort of people took the USDA label idea to the Senate and actually got it passed so that there is a way to certify real food, that it's not filled with chemicals and other things, and that it's grown in healthy soils and so on and so forth. So that was about 30 years ago. And ever since then, he's been on a massive mission to really spread the knowledge of organic food and regenerative farming practices and healthy community throughout the world. So he met Amy and they decided to partner together. And Amy is one of the most passionate and heart-centered women that I know. She's a mother and she's just really on a mission to help people live their best lives through the health, their physical health, and also through their financial health. She's a powerful entrepreneur as a woman. She's inspiring and leading many women entrepreneurs to see what's possible for them and their families when they run business in an ethical way and in a passionate way. So not only are they the founders of Purium, but because of the vision of Purium that they've created, they've also been able to create many kind of offshoots of Purium that we as a community get to support as well. So Dave and his wife started what we call the Awaken Project, which is an organization, it's a nonprofit that supports families with autism to have access to healthier living and lifestyle, healthier ways of eating, and also emotional community support. Dave is also the founder of our Plastic Free Alliance, which is helping other companies get away from plastic use using home compostable packaging that him and Amy invented and spreading that with other companies so that we can be on this mission together, even if we're not directly in the same company, but we're on this global movement of, reducing our single-use plastic. And then Dave and Amy also came up with the idea for our PEEPS scholarship, which is Purium's Economic Empowerment Scholarship that helps people who maybe are in underserved communities, live in food deserts, maybe don't have access to employment, to really up-level their lives and still be able to have access to our organic superfood nutrition, and then build businesses from home that empower their financial well-being and empower their communities. And then another aspect of our community is the Million Mom movement, which was really Amy's birth child or birth vision. And it's a movement of families, caregivers, parents that we are on a mission to help 1 million families get into healthier states of being financially and through their physical health. So it really is a powerful movement that we are on. It starts as a vision of an organic superfood company, but it ripples into so many other powerful avenues of where we are connecting and bringing communities together, and we're providing access where there isn't access. So one of the main reasons in a recent study that people don't pursue a healthier lifestyle is 3 reasons: not enough time, not enough money, and not enough access. So Purium is a community that is committed to providing freeing up your time, number one, through our business model of creating leverage systems and collaborating with people so that we can leverage our time and use our time efficiently so we can have time to spend with our families and other passion projects. We also free up time by being super easily accessible organic superfoods that you can literally just add water to, shake up, and drink. It's faster than fast food. And then the other way that we're providing solutions with the money is through our business model of providing economic empowerment. Myself, I was a single mother when I started this business, living off welfare and really kind of not knowing what my future held for me. And because of this community, because of this model, I was able to pull myself out of that hardship and actually create a 6-figure and growing income here with Purium, and do it all from home with my babies in my arms. So that's how we're providing access to more money for folks. And then the third element is access to employment, access to high quality food. So you don't have to have any type of degree to be part of this business. You don't have to have any type of expertise or special knowledge. You just have to have a heart for serving people and a willingness to learn and tap into what we have here. We're also providing access, like I said, to organic food for people who live in food deserts, who are in underserved communities, and so that we can uplift each other all as no matter where we live or what our economic status is. So go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat if these types of values are ringing true to you. If you feel like, wow, this is a community that is kind of making waves of change here on this planet. And drop a 2 if you feel like you're a person that is very service oriented. You really thrive off of being in service to others. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of 2s. So I am that person as well. I'm going to tell you a short story of actually how I got involved here with Purium. So back in 2011, I graduated college and I was pretty young. I was 20 years old. So a lot of my peers were 24, 25. And the whole conversation around graduation was, what job are you going to get? Who hired you? Where are you moving? And I was just kind of like, not even in that mindset. My whole goal coming out of college was like, how can I go be of service to the world? Like, how can I use this information that I've learned to be of service to my family and my community? So that kind of thought process led me on a 6-year journey where I really was just in service. I volunteered for countless nonprofits. It took me all over the world, being part of these nonprofits and exploring what my passions were. And those centered around, education for kids, environmental stewardship, food system education, organic gardening, all these types of things. And even though it was amazing, it wasn't quite sustainable because I would come home broke from my adventures of being in service. And I'd have to kind of pull together some entrepreneurial endeavors or, do some dollar for hour service jobs to kind of build up my revenue ecosystem again so that I could then go and volunteer again and use all my resources and come back and do the same thing. So even though it was fun, I learned a lot. It wasn't super sustainable. And at 27, I had my first son, and there was a new sense of urgency that I had within. And I realized that I really did want to make a powerful impact on this world, but I also didn't want to be a burden to society. I didn't want to be on welfare. I wanted to be providing for my son in a powerful way and actually giving to these nonprofits that I gave my services to in a monetary way as well. So that's when Purium kind of fell into my lap. I learned about the opportunity to partner with Dave and Amy, and I learned about their beautiful vision of what they're doing and how they're helping hundreds and thousands of people access healthier food. They're educating families, they're educating communities on how to live healthier and sustainable lives. And I wanted to be a part of that. And I wanted to do it on my own terms. I wanted to be able to be home with my son and, be part of a community, but also have the flexibility to lead the life that we wanted to live. So I dove into this mission. And like I said, it's been a completely amazing journey. It's been an honor to be on this journey. And in 4.5 years of building my business here, I've been able to create an organization of over 11,000 people who are out there sharing the same missions that I'm passionate about. So my impact has exponentially escalated and my passion has really come to the forefront. And now I have 3 kids and we're doing this work, and I'm a role model for my children of what a passionate entrepreneur can look like when joined forces with other people, other like minds. So one of the things that I absolutely love about this business is we do get to partner with some of our most favorite people. If someone invited you to this call today, it's because they really care about you. They care about your opinion. They're motivated by you. You inspire them, and they brought you here because they're thinking maybe there's a way I can collaborate with this person too. And one of the people that I get to collaborate with on a daily basis is my dear sister, Rita. She's a disruptor. She's a change agent. She's someone who lives fully from her heart. And we decided to join Purium together. I did about 4.5 years ago, and she did about 4 years ago. And now we're on this mission together, helping to transform people's lives. So Rita, I'm going to introduce you and let you take it from here.
Thank you so much, Mary, for doing that amazing history and sharing your story. And I'm just honored to be part of this community and this mission, and just looking at all of these beautiful faces here, others that we're in partnership with. It's been life-changing, to say the least, at every level. And I love the relationships that we've developed through this platform and this community. And one of my deepest works in the world is actually restoring a sense of connection to place. And I grew up in a small mountain town that is surrounded by 1.7 million acres of national forest, which is amazing. And my friends and I were literally raised by nature. We spent our time climbing mountain peaks in flip-flops. And when our flip-flops would break, we'd climb the mountains barefoot. We would go hiding under boulders to protect ourselves from hail that was the size of pebbles from hitting our bare skin. We'd run as fast as we could to get below the tree line during afternoon lightning storms that would echo thunder all throughout the mountains and just make your heart skip a beat. And we'd go inner tubing down the streams and the rivers that were melted ice. And I remember a time where it took us hours to walk back to our car because our feet and our fingers and our hands were so numb, we could barely walk, we could barely carry our inner tubes. And it really developed me into the person that I am. And I know not everyone has the luxury of growing up in the heart of nature and camping under stars on a weekly basis, but we can all develop a sense of connection to place, including if we're in the heart of the city. And I feel that this is our most important asset, because if we don't have it, we lose our connection to ourselves, to our community, and to our environment. And if we don't have a relationship with our environment, then we won't take care of her. And in the process, we lose our sense of self-preservation as well. So growing up in nature instilled some really important values in me and have made me who I am. For one, it's given me the curiosity and awe and exploration to explore the world around me, to explore different cultures and communities and landscapes, and given me this lifelong love for learning. And it's also helped me to be really adaptable and resilient to life's challenges and changes. It's given me a deep appreciation for nature and an innate response to care for nature, because when we take care of nature, nature gives back to us tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. And it's also, given me the confidence and the self-worth and problem-solving skills that have impacted every other area of my life, and also given me this realization of the interconnection between us and our ecosystems. And so, I've been in the environmental space for many years, but I find it can be a really depressing and depleting space. And I even just got back from a huge conference, got to go to Telluride Mountain Film Festival, which is one of my most inspiring activities, where there's, speakers from all over the world. But I find that, when we're having conversations about the environment and the environmental different crises that we face, it's the same conversation that we've been having for the last 50 years. And sometimes I leave that space just feeling hopeless and depleted. But what I love about Purium is that we're actually facing some of our deepest social, economic, health, and environmental problems head on. And rather than just putting, Band-Aid solutions, which is what I see happening, we're actually getting to the root cause. So one of the things that Mary mentioned is we're working with regenerative agriculture. And why that's so beautiful and revolutionary is it's a land-based practice where we're actually restoring the biodiversity and the health of our soils. And this allows for carbon sequestration. It reduces emissions and our reliance on chemical agriculture and pesticides. It actually restores our water and our ecosystems. So it allows the land to actually absorb rain instead of just running off into our rivers and our oceans, causing pollution in those places. It increases biodiversity. And when we have healthy biodiversity, we create healthy ecosystems, and that impacts us all the way up, from our air quality to the quality of our food, to the health of our own gut microbiome, which actually impacts our mental health as well. And then we're creating sustainable livelihoods. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but just in the last 4 years, we've lost 20,000 small farms in the last 4 years because farmers are under such intense stress. They're not able to keep up with, the cost of the inputs of chemical agriculture. And also huge corporations are taking over, the farming scene. And so then they're not able to compete with those prices. So farmers actually have one of the highest rates of suicide because of this inability to, keep their family farms going that have been passed down for generations because of the stresses and factors of chemical agriculture and big farms. So this is something that's really near and dear to my heart. And there is a lot that we can do about it, but being able to create a demand for regenerative and organic food is huge, because that's going to support organic farmers. And one of the things that's not talked about is the impact of chemical agriculture on the mental health and the physical health of our farmers. And, their families are experiencing all kinds of illnesses and sicknesses because of exposure to these chemicals and pesticides, which then end up in our water system. So over 4 billion pounds of glyphosate is sprayed on an annual basis in chemical agriculture. And that does end up in our food and our water and our air, and we're all exposed to it. And that also, creates leaky gut and all of these, things happening in our internal body and our internal terrain, and including in our endocrine system and our reproductive health. And so we've seen some of the steepest decline in reproductive health since the introduction of glyphosate. So there's so much to talk about on this subject, but there's also so many solutions. So, empowering our farmers with regenerative agriculture. And Dave and Amy, what I love about them is they're sponsoring farms to become organic and to instill these regenerative practices, which are rebuilding our soil. And the other implication of soil health is it actually improves the quality of our food. So all of the medicinal properties of our food comes from the soil. And most of us, including myself, I grew up on organic farming, and worked on permaculture farms all over the world, and I still found I was so deficient and depleted in essential micronutrients because our soils are so depleted. So we also get to really address that. And I know this is a big conversation, but it's really powerful what we can each do as individuals, whether, choosing and voting with our dollar, and really working to support regenerative practices. So that's one piece of what we're doing. Another piece of what we're doing is Dave created the Plastic Free Alliance. And so we have plastic free packaging made out of hemp and bamboo that is compostable. So this is really amazing. We've already saved thousands of pounds of plastic from going into our ecosystems and from impacting our marine life, and impacting our oceans. And it's also reducing our carbon footprint and our carbon food print. And also, plastic really impacts our health as humans too. It has harmful chemicals in it that also leach into our food and our water and our environment, also impacting our reproductive health, our endocrine system, our hormone balance, and our mood. And so through supporting this plastic-free initiative, we're also really supporting a circular economy that creates win-win-win solutions for everyone, including our environment. So I'm just really excited to be part of this community and part of this mission. And one of our other pillars, as Mary was talking about, is this financial sovereignty, financial freedom. And I love how this has impacted my life personally, because now I'm able to give back to a space that means a lot to me, whether we're talking about food sovereignty or access to nutrient dense foods, if we're talking about, food deserts, or if we're, there's so much here. But one of the things is it's allowed me to live my truth, speak my truth, and make a way bigger impact in all of these spaces. And particularly near and dear to my heart is that environmental space. And through this beautiful community and company and partnership together, we've been able to help thousands of families to transform their lives, their health, their financial sovereignty, and their time freedom. And for me, it's given me the ability to spend my time with my family and my nephews and get them into nature and help them have some of the experiences that impacted my life so much. And, it's really important to me that we bridge this gap. There's such a huge financial gap. And it's one of the largest stressors that we face as a community, as a collective. Financial stress is one of the biggest components that impacts our mental health. And so having tools and resources and solutions and partnership abilities where we don't have to do it alone, where we can work in community and we can do it together, and we can provide resources and solutions for others and uplift others, and their financial freedom is huge for me. It's just so important because, when we have that financial sovereignty, it creates stability for ourselves and our families. And I know that's been the case for me, just having options that I never had growing up, or that I never could entertain until, I created that financial stability on my own through this community. And that freedom of choice is really important as well, because when we have that financial sovereignty, we're able to make choices that are in alignment with our values. We're able to support local businesses and things that we believe in. We're able to invest and put our resources towards things that create real change. And then also it creates, a reduced dependence on things outside of ourselves. So it gives us greater autonomy in our decision making. It reduces vulnerability and gives us personal agency. So these are some of the reasons I'm so excited to empower others in their freedoms, whether it's their health or their finances or that connection to place, which is what I started out with. So Mary, I want to pass it off to you, but I invite, you, if you're listening in, and you're really looking to improve your sense of worth, your sense of giving back to the world, your sense of freedom and choice, then we really invite you into this container and this support with us. So thank you. I want to pass it back to you, Mary.
Thank you so much, Rita. And go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat if you learned something from what Rita shared that you had never heard before, or go ahead and drop a 4 if you can relate or connect to either her story or my story and what we're sharing here about our passions and how they align with Purium. So, one of the biggest pillars of our company is we promote education, right? Education is a fundamental piece of learning how to live a healthy lifestyle, how to do better in the environment, and so on and so forth. So we have not only amazing team members to learn from, like Rita, I get to leverage her knowledge all the time, but we also have beautiful opportunities for education that Dave and Amy provide for us too. So every Wednesday, when you're a part of this community or a guest, or you want to bring someone into this community to learn, our owner Dave does an amazing talk about how our nutrition can support and up-level your health on a variety of different ways, whether you're an athlete, a mother, someone who just had surgery, or this, that, or the other. Dave does a powerful educational talk on that on Wednesday nights. And then Amy, through her vision of the Million Mom Movement, has created the Million Mom Movement organization, where it is led by a handful of powerful women who do presentations every Friday. And these are education forward presentations, a lot of times about our food systems and how to provide solutions for that. So sometimes they're offering healthy living lifestyle recipes, guidelines, and then other times it's on the economic empowerment front. So you can come and you can learn how to be a more powerful human and a more powerful entrepreneur and have that personal agency like Rita is talking about. So if you're into education, this is a powerful community to be a part of for that reason, if not that reason alone. And, if you are someone who really cares about pure and potent nutrition, if you want to be a part of offering sustainable health solutions, if you want to empower transformative impact on the lives of others, the lives of yourself and your family, if you want to excel in a journey of personal growth and development, if you love nature like Rita and I, or you love being in service to others, this is a really powerful community to be a part of. And we leverage systems of collaboration to make a larger impact on the world. So, I am someone who really believes in the power of community, and I believe in the power of unity and collective effort to achieve greater impact. So together we can create a healthier world, and we can embark on really rewarding journeys towards personal and financial transformations when we partner with Purium, because it is the vehicle. Everything's already set in place for us to do it. We just get to learn to use our voice and share it with our communities as well. So, I often feel like society tells us that we have to do it alone. Like there's a African proverb that says, if you want to do it alone, if you want to go fast, do it alone. But if you want to do it together, if you want to go far, do it together. So that's really our mission here with Purium, is that we want to go far. We want to make large ripples. So go ahead and raise your hand or drop a 3 in the chat if you've ever felt like you needed to do it alone, or you're just sick of trying to do it alone, right? Like you're looking for a community that can raise you up so that you can raise others up. So yeah, I'm seeing quite a few the 3s in there. So if that's you, we just invite you to take a deeper look at partnering with us, partnering with Purium, and no longer striving for your dream alone, but striving for a dream, a vision together. And this business, it definitely takes consistency. It takes action. It takes getting uncomfortable sometimes. It takes learning to use our voice for what we want to stand for. But when you have a willingness to learn and you step into this community, you can really shine and bring forth your greatness from the inside out. The first step is getting ourselves healthy, and then so much more can be created from there. So we are here for your transformation. The Purium economy is here for your transformation. This community is here for your transformation. And there's one thing that I really know is that clarity comes when we take action. So if we're confused about the solutions, if we're feeling a little bit, like Rita said, kind of depressed about what's going on in the world, It takes people getting together and taking action to create real change, taking action on your health, taking action on building your legacy, taking action on the changes you wish to see in your life and in this world. And if you choose to partner with us or choose to partner with Purium, I promise you it will be a very rewarding and service-oriented journey. And together we can create that larger impact. So thank you so much for joining us here today. I hope it was a good use of your time, and just get back to the person who invited you to this call today, and let them know what's lighting you up about this community, what you learned. Feel free to share this replay with anyone that you feel would really resonate with this community, because the more we share and the larger we build together, the larger the impact we create. So we also have some phenomenal Memorial Day sales happening right now. So like Rita said, let's use our dollar to support companies that we believe in. And we know Purium is doing amazing things on so many fronts. And so if you're looking to advance your health and nutrition, our Memorial Day sales are really awesome right now. So thank you so much. I hope we see you again, and everyone have a beautiful afternoon.